on this album cover all their heroes. And one of the people on this cover is a man by the name of Aleister Crowley. And we'll talk about Aleister Crowley, or Crowley as he's well known later on, inshallah. But the Beatles had their own agenda, and that was to promote a do as you want and be free of God's society. And so John Lennon, another very, very famous singer, he said, the whole Beatles idea was to do what you want, right? To take your own responsibility. Do what you want and try not to harm other people, right? Do what thou willst, as long as it doesn't hurt somebody. And so here we have John Lennon, another famous member of the Beatles, telling us that the whole objective of this group was to do what thou willst, meaning to do whatever you want to do. And this is what they promoted in their music. If we look at another mainstream group, the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones are a mainstream group. It's not some kind of independent or kind of backstreet group. It's a group that most of us have heard of before. The Rolling Stones were clear and open in their advocation of the worship of the devil. They have an album which was titled Their Satanic Majesty's Request, meaning the request or the want of the satanic majesty, satanic devil, majesty, ruler. And they have a very famous song. The song is called Sympathy for the Devil. They wrote a song for the devil. Now the influence of Satanism on the Rolling Stones is very interesting, because they were influenced by somebody by the name of Anita Pallenberg. And this Anita Pallenberg was virtually the girlfriend of every member of the Rolling Stones. And because of this relationship she had with one, then leaving him for another one, caused there to be friction in the group. However, this woman was obsessed with what they call black magic. And there's no such thing in Islam as black or white magic. We are not racist when it comes to magic. All of it is evil. And so this woman was obsessed with black magic. She would carry garlic with her everywhere, even to bed, to ward off vampires. She believed that by having garlic around her, vampires will not try to approach her. And she would even do rituals and spells, with members of the Rolling Stones being present. Another person who is also mainstream is Ozzy Osbourne. And I'm sure we've all heard of Ozzy Osbourne. Up until recently, he had his own reality TV show, which I think was a hit. Ozzy Osbourne. But here is another person who is a disciple of black magic, or a disciple of Satanism. Ozzy Osbourne, he described Aleister Crowley, who in his time was known as the wickedest man alive. He described this man as a phenomenon of his time, something great of his time. And this Ozzy Osbourne, who himself was a practitioner of Satanism, he wrote a very famous song, which is called Mr. Crowley. And in it he said, "You fooled all the people with magic. You waited on Satan's call. Mr. Crowley, won't you ride my white horse?" And so here's somebody advocating or calling for a close relationship with this man, Aleister Crowley, who was described as the most wickedest person on earth in his time. Another person, where we see the devil in the song, who openly calls to Satanism, is Marilyn Manson. Now Marilyn Manson, for those of us who don't know about Marilyn Manson, he's an American singer, and if you see a picture of him, he looks like a zombie. He has white in his eyes, and he looks very devilish, and he looks very freaky. And he came to prominence in, I think back in the 90s it was, when a particular high school, there was a shooting. 2 young men went into the school and attempted to kill everybody in their school. A wicked and evil crime. And upon killing a significant amount of people, they turned their guns on themselves. Now this group of young men were known to listen to Marilyn Manson. And many people believe that the entertainment industry is about entertainment. People like Lady Gaga is about entertainment. There's nothing real behind it. But these people have an agenda. And it's beyond just being entertaining or fun. They have their own particular beliefs. Now, Marilyn Manson, if you see some of his interviews, will have you believe that it's just about fun or getting people to be individual. But let's hear what Marilyn Manson has said in some newspapers and some magazines. In the Rolling Stone magazine, he said, "My mum used to tell me when I was a kid, if you curse at night time, the devil's going to come to you when you are sleeping. I used to get excited because I really wanted it to happen. I wanted it. I wanted it more than anything." And so we hear this singer, well known, selling millions of records, making millions, if not billions of dollars, wanting to meet the devil. And this is not all, brothers and sisters. Marilyn Manson has said about his music, he said about one of his albums, "I think every time people listen to this new album, maybe God will be destroyed in their heads." So when people listen to that album, what does he want, brothers and sisters? For God to be destroyed in their heads. And he says about his shows, because he became famous or infamous for some of his shows, his concerts, and what happens in his concerts. And he will let you believe that it's just a show. We just do these strange or weird things for people to come, to be, shocked. But let's hear what Marilyn Manson says for himself. He said, "I don't know if anyone has really understood what we're trying to do. This isn't just about shock value. That's just there to lure the people in. Once we've got them, we can give them our message." And what is his message, brothers and sisters? He is a member of an organization known as the Church of Satan. The Church of Satan. An organization, if you look at them, they will tell you, well, Satan is a figment of your, evil forces. It doesn't represent a particular thing or body or deity. But if you look deeper into their teachings, that these people, in essence, worship a shaitan. Now, unfortunately, brothers and sisters, it's not just the Beatles. It's not just Marilyn Manson or the Rolling Stones. Unfortunately, many so-called rock groups and rap groups, as we shall hear later, have satanic undertones. And let's look at a few of them. There is a rock group by the name of Metallica, which is known as a super group. It's a mega rock group. In their record, Jump in the Fire, they say, "Follow me now, my child. Do just as I say. Jump by your will or be taken by force. I'll get you either way. So reach down, grab my hand. Walk with me through the land. Come home where you belong. So come on, jump in the fire." So here we see Metallica openly telling people to jump into the fire of hell. In another record called The Prince, Metallica say, "Angel from below." Those of us who were born as Christians and grew up as Christians, we understand the symbolism of angel from below. The Christians wrongly believe that the devil is a fallen angel. That is, when he was casted out of paradise, he was an angel who fell down to earth. And because they believe that the hell is below, he's a what? He's angel from below. And so this group, Metallica, in this song called The Prince, they say, "Angel from below, I wish to sell my soul. Devil, take my soul. With diamonds you repay. I don't care for heaven, so don't you look for me to cry. And I will burn in hell from the day I die." This is the lyrics of a supergroup. A group, if they were to play in, for example, Wembley Stadium, will be packed. Tickets sold out within minutes, if not hours. Another group, a rock group by the name of Twisted Sister, in their song Burn in Hell, they say, "Welcome to the abandoned land. Come on in, child, take my hand. Here there's no work or play. Only one bill to pay. There's just 5 words to say. As you go down, 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 you're going to burn in hell. Another famous singer, Bon Jovi. Another mega group. A big group selling millions, if not billions, in unit sales. In their record they say in Homebound Train, they say, when I was just a boy, the devil took my hand, took me from my home. He made me a man. I'm going down, 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 down on the homebound train. And so we see, brothers and sisters, it's not a marginal thing. It's not 1 or 2 small unknown groups. Little bands playing out of East London or Luton. These are mega bands. These are bands who combined are making billions of pounds and dollars. Enough money probably to pay the deficit of this country. And this is what they're advocating according to. The worship of the devil, and for somebody, walaikum salam, to want to go to hell. And I leave you with AC/DC, another band, a very famous band, and they sing, in hell's bells. I've got my bell, I'm going to take you to hell. I'm going to take you. Satan get you. And so we see, brothers and sisters, this legacy of the devil in the song, from blues music, in which the lyrics themselves encourage people to do evil things. And some of the individuals in this music selling themselves to the devil, to where this was developed in rock music, where people openly advocate going to hell, openly advocate the worshipping of the devil. And unfortunately, brothers and sisters, this is not history. This is something which is going on and continuing even today. And if we were to look at contemporary music, we will see the same thing happening again. Now, if we were to take, for example, rap music. Rap music is a contemporary music. A music that was founded back in the 1960s in the Bronx. The Bronx is a borough of the city of New York. And it has moved, unfortunately, to such negative proportions that rap music does not represent anything but evil today. And this was witnessed by one of the founders of rap music himself, a man by the name of African Bambaataa, considered to be, quote and unquote, the godfather of rap, the godfather of hip hop. He said that there is a satanic plot to overtake, he said satanic conspiracy to overtake rap music. Not myself, a Sunni Orthodox Muslim, but the man who's considered to be the godfather of hip hop himself telling us. So if we were to look at contemporary rap music, we can see 3 things, brothers and sisters, or 3 levels. The first is depravity, the second is occultism, and the third is deification. And I will explain each of these levels as we go. The first level is depravity, meaning to make human beings lower than animals. Why lower than animals? Because we as humans, we have intellect. We are able to distinguish from what is good and what is bad. We are able to build things, good things or bad things. We are able to change our environments in our homes and the environment out there on the streets. So we are lower than animals when Allah has told us that I have not created jinn and mankind but to worship me alone. When we don't worship Allah alone and stay by His commandments, we sink lower than animals. And if we look at this first level of rap music, we see depravity. We see people advocating the use of drugs, advocating aggression and violence. And I'll give some examples.